Hello everyone. Ever since the rise of Metal Gear Rising, my channel has grown a lot, and I came to the conclusion that there wasn't really a video that explained anything about me particularly. Like, who am I, what do I do, what am I good at, except Metal Gear Rising. And I thought it would be fun to do a sort of video like a get to know me, but instead of doing the standard Q&A, like you guys ask questions, you guys can still do that. If you want a video like that, let me know. But we're going to do something different. I prepared a character sheet. Now, I'm pretty big when it comes to pen and paper RPGs, like the old school Dungeons and Dragons. But this is from Vampire, which is a sort of an, you could call it an expansion pack for World of Darkness, and that's more of a grounded into realism kind of pen and paper game. And you've got all sorts of stats like intelligence, wits, stamina, but also, like, for instance, my athletic, brawl, drive. And I'm going to use this to kind of introduce you guys to who I am. I'm going to fill in this character sheet as realistically as possible, giving maybe a little bit of history along the line, and just go through it. Now, I wanted to do some music in the background, and I completely forgot about that. So let's quickly open up the Firefox. Just pray to God my video card hasn't melted again. Let's go to main. Let's just do Rising main menu. For some reason, that still don't have that one. Extended. Just quickly, endless video. Sorry about this, but you know, or else it's a bit boring. Does my video card still work? Sound card? Yeah. Yeah, it's like 35 degrees, and my sound card is having problems with the heat, so that's really annoying. So it sometimes shuts down and I have to restart the computer. Anyway, let's just start off with the simple things. Name is Husker Brouwer. You can look me up on Facebook if you want. Would be fun, we could chat. Well, Chronicle and all that's not that important. Vice and Virtue. Virtue, I think, is the good one. Not really sure. I think, well, it doesn't really matter. I think Virtue is the your good quality, and Vice is your bad quality. My Virtue would definitely be Fortitude from the selection, I think. There's a selection. Yeah. Fortitude means that you're really firm, you keep at it. And I think it's something between Fortitude and Hope. I think Fortitude. And from Vice, I think it's Gluttony. Gluttony means that, well, you eat a lot. 2 meters in height, and I weigh 90 kilos, which is actually sort of good. That's average weight for someone my size. But I eat a lot. You can ask my friends. I'm like known as a human garbage dump. Whenever we eat together, it's like, hey, are you guys hungry? They don't wait for my reply because I'm always hungry. So, and I love to eat. It's what I do best. But it's either that or pride. Because I'm pretty like, if somebody insults me, like, man, I'm much better at Smash Brothers than you are. For instance, I'm not that good at that game, but my pride is really gets a little jab, and it hits. So I think I'm just gonna do pride. Can't really decide. Well, this is all for if you're a vampire, not a vampire. Now, we're going to explain quickly the dot system. As you can see, you have 5 circles. You always start with 1 dot in everything. 1 dot means you're bare bones. 2 is average, like the average human being. 3 is you're pretty damn good at it. Like, for instance, with intelligence, it means it doesn't mean you have Einstein level IQ, but it means you're pretty smart. 4 is pretty much the peak of human intellect, in this case. And 5 is above the peak. Like, you're way beyond human comprehension, actually. So we're gonna fill in these first. Intelligence, I was really deciding between 2 and 3. Let's just put it at 2 at the moment. Like, I consider myself a smart person. But my main downside with my intellect is I like to get to the point. I don't really like the for instance, if you have this whole research thing, like background or information, like something new, I like the tidbits, but I don't like reading the entire thing. I just want to get to the end. So, and that's always been holding me back. Even in school, I always wanted to. Sometimes I wanted to find the roots, but it was really rare. So I never really get to the root of the problem when it comes to smart play. Wits, is that free? Wits is kind of, oh yeah, your wits, you know. Resolve is also, no, wits is at 2, by the way. Sorry. Resolve is, at least for me, is like how firm are you? Like your resolve to get a job, to build a future. And I'm really known amongst my friends as the guy that, as we sometimes call it, has paper in the reet, which is Dutch for having a pepper stuffed up your ass. Which pretty much means, yeah, I really go for it. Like, I'm not the peak of human. I sometimes have my sloppy moments. I play my video games, I take my time, I take my rest, but I'm really motivated when it comes to everything. Strength, I'm just average human. Dexterity, it used to be free when I was younger, but due to my length, I'm having back issues now. So I used to be able to put like my neck's behind my feet, sort of my feet behind my neck. I was really agile with gymnastics and all that, but I can't do that anymore without screaming in pain. Stamina's at 2 is average. It's 2.5. I'd say 2.5. I'll put it at 2 because I'm not like an athlete, but I can cycle for a long time. I think my record's like 6 hours without stopping. Well, I'll drink while biking, but when it comes to cycling, I've got a great stamina. Presence is at 2. I'm just a regular guy, just like everybody else. Like when I enter a room, it's not like there's suddenly a spotlight on me. I don't really steal the show, but I am in the show. People know who I am. Manipulation is at 2. I'm never really good at forcing people to do something, but I am good at convincing them to do something. Like, hey man, you really, come on, you did well. Just go to the extra mile. Convince them to actually do something they really already want to. But I'm not good at manipulating people at doing something they don't want to, or think they don't want to. Composure is. If I doubt, I always just go for the 2. It might be free, but I'm not really sure. Alright, with skills, it's a bit different. At 0 dots, it means that you literally have no knowledge of the thing whatsoever. At 1 is basic. 2 is already pretty advanced. It means you're pretty knowledgeable. 3 is really good. 4 is the best, and 5 is pretty much the exception. Like if, for instance, we have Brawl at 5, that would make me Bruce Lee. You know that. But you can also enter a specialization. I'm going to show that right now. For academics, I have 1. Academics is your school. I've got an MBO, which is lower education for graphic design, and an HBO, which is a sort of, it's university level, but it's in arts. So I'm gonna do what they call a specialization, means arts. Which means when it comes to arts, I have 2 dots, and when it comes to anything else, I have 1. I've been following that art education for 4 years now. Well, technically 5. I did a preparatory year, and I've been wanting to do that my entire life. I started really wanting to do game design, but really quickly found out that that was not my thing. Not like something I was really, it wasn't my passion or anything. I like playing games, but building them was something else entirely. And then I slowly went to the art academy, wanted to learn how to draw better because I love drawing, and went towards illustration, which is sort of making drawings for a more functional approach, like concept art, but also posters, flyers, book covers, comic books, promotional art, stuff like that. And at first I didn't really like what I was doing, but eventually I started to give my own twist to it. And I recently even started my own company, which is actually my own name, Husker, which is pretty unique of a name, even in my country. There's only 1 or 2 people in this country, including me, that have that name. Well, it is of Dutch origin. So yeah, I started my own company, and I'm working for government, and state officials to make infographics, which are sort of explanatory illustrations. I'm also trying to get a bit into animation, but let's go on. I've got Craft 2. Craft is building things, creating things, and I'll do a specialization in illustration. Let's be proper here and use caps. Computer. From what I remember, at Computer 2 you can actually write some form of code. Well, at my lower education I got, I think the word's graduated. Yeah, I graduated in web design, web coding, which means I know HTML, PHP, Ajax. Was another one. I know Lingo, but barely anyone still uses that. ActionScript, 2 and a little bit of 3. So we're just gonna put that at 2. Like the knowledge is there, but it kind of sunk away. I can also read C and Cold Fusion. I can like understand it when I read it, but I can't make it myself. Investigation 0. I lose. No wait. All right, I'm gonna put it at 1 dot and add gaming. I lose things all the time, but I can usually find them again. But my investigation skills really when it comes to like playing games. Now that I can think of it, when I play a game, I really quickly investigate like aspects of it and like maybe how does this work, how does that work. Can I more research, in a video game. I don't know if it fits with investigation, finding new things, new tactics, new tricks. How do you fight Monsoon with just a dodge? How do you deal with that move, with that handicap? That's actually quite my specialization. Medicine 0. I have a basic. How do you call it? AMBO, what? Emergency health training. Like, I don't know what the English verb is for it. I can't even remember the Dutch word for it. But I had the basic training when I was like 10, so that's gone. Occult. Well, in this game, occult is like knowledge of vampires and werewolves, like how they go. But let's just put it in this context. Put it in religion. I was raised a religious guy. Right now, I'm kind of. I've decided what I am. I believe in a higher spirit, but not necessarily the Christian spirit. It might be the Christian God. It might not be. In my opinion, that's above human knowledge. Like, we can't fathom something that created the universe. That's just my 5 cents. I'm actually making a comic about that right now. Like, how did I get to what I believe right now? But I like doing research about religious things. Just put in religion. Or more like Christianity. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Especially research towards Christianity. I read a lot of books about that. Politics, I don't understand shit about politics. Science, I have some basic high school training, but let's just leave that at empty. Athletics, 0. Like, I remember back in PE in high school, like with badminton and soccer, I was pretty good, just average classmate. But when it came to like the more athletic stuff, like, I think you call it turning, like sort of not the ballet stuff, but like being real, maybe you guys just call it athletics. But no, man, that was just me dying over again. I think I might even. I actually broke my wrist once, and it was just before Metroid Prime 2 came out. I was pissed as sin. I remember having that game lying around here, and I like this. My arm was like bandaged up. I could barely move the damn hand. And then Metroid Prime 2 came in the mail, and I was like, ugh, damn it! So I played it with a broken wrist. It hurt like hell, but it was worth it. Though I didn't really like the game back in the day, now that I recall. I really liked it much later. Metroid Prime 1 was just so much better in my opinion. Brawl, I took a lot of classes in karate when I was a kid. I think I have about 6 years in karate, but that's a long time ago. But I remember not a long time ago, a few years back, I didn't really get in a brawl, but somebody tried to punch me and I automatically blocked his attack. Like, it was sort of a muscle memory. A lot of the muscle memory is still there. So I'm just gonna put that at 1. I'm basic. Drive, I know how to drive a car, which has a fun story. Well, it's not a fun story actually, but the way I actually passed my driving exam was pretty much unique. Over here, like, I don't know how it is in other countries, but here you get picked up by a drive instructor, you run around, you ride around for a few bits just to get calmed down and get ready, and then you go to the examination center, and you get another person in the car, and your instructor leaves, and you drive a bit, and they decide if you pass or fail. Yeah, with me it went a bit different. I got picked up by my instructor, we drove around for a bit, and then she started getting sick. Real sick. She was throwing up all over the car, just pale as death. And I had no idea what to do, so I drove her to the examination headquarters, we'll just call it. Quickly just drove up there, called 911, well, 112 over here, and that was it. Like, driving her towards there was basically my examination. I still had to do a small examination after that, but it basically just told me, like, that I, under that stressful situation, drove over there without any problems or anything going wrong. That was really like almost a confirmation in there that I was good enough. That's a really making story. And that's again like my resolve and composure just combining to at least see me through that pretty stressful situation. Firearms 0, I mean, I'm Dutch. I haven't seen a gun in my life. Thinking, yeah, it's true, I haven't seen a gun in my life. Not close up, that is. That means we have alright, we got 50 minutes left. Larceny is lockpicking. I tried it a few times for fun, but I'm not good. Stealth. I'm really good at sneaking about the house. I'm really good at sneaking around the house. Survival. I can barely fucking cook, man. I'm allergic to a lot of things. Like, if I'm thrown out of this house, I'm dead. Weaponry is more melee weapons like sticks and stones, blah blah blah. No. Animal ken. Am I good with animals? No, they scared the shit out of me. I remember when I was a kid, I was like 4 years old, and this guy had a dog without a leash, and that dog jumped me. He just wanted to play. I started screaming, really, really loudly, and that dog jumped me like, oh, he's screaming, he's having so much fun, let's cuddle. Yeah, I didn't like that. I still don't like dogs. Like, a friend has dogs, and like, oh god, here we go. Empathy. And my dad always jokes that I don't have any form of empathy, but I was just gonna put that at 1. I am pretty honest. Like, I prefer honesty over kindness. So if I'm put into a situation where I know what am I doing? When I notice, like, I can be honest and hurt him, or I can just try to be nice and, you know, just keep my opinion to myself, I'll usually pick the first. I'll just be honest and say, hey man, that was just stupid of you to do, or you should have done it like this. Expression, I'm pretty good at that. I kind of, with presentation, I'm really good at presenting things. You might not notice it on YouTube, but I do a lot of presentations for, at least I did a few for the, how do you translate that? Not the government, the gemeente. It's like this, the head of the province. And I did a few presentations for the European Committee and a few other high-end people, and I didn't crack. It was just smooth sailing. I really got that's really one of my specialties, presenting. Like, in this instance, it was a concept towards a big audience, and I'm pretty good at that. Intimidation, I couldn't intimidate a fly. Persuasion, 1. Like I said, I'm decent at, like, convincing people to do what's right. Like, what they and I both know, come on, you really got to do it. But I'm good at giving that extra push. Socialize, 2. I'm just a normal, average social guy. I'm nice, but I'm also honest. Streetwise. You'd think that this means, like, how good can I find my way around the streets? Now it's literally like drugs and crime, and I don't, like, I live in the Netherlands, so of course I know where to get drugs. I can just ask the nearest cop and just say, hey, copper, I want to buy some weed. and it'll just say, okay, you take a left here and then a right, and that doesn't count. Don't do weed anyway, so. Subterfuge is like hiding things, lying. I used to lie a lot to people about things. Don't know why. So I'm just gonna put that at 1. So that was basically my social skills. Disciplines is vampire only. Merit flaws, I'm just gonna put in weak back. Got really, like, if I get in a fight and somebody hits my back, I'm done. I'm done. Merits are sort of perks, like in Call of Duty, and passive things. These can fill in real quick, but I can also just say them. At the moment, I don't really have an income. I just started my company, so I'm building that up. I got clients, but all that money's going straight into the company at the moment, and my savings account. So I got like $100 in tops a month. And what else? Well, I still live in my parents' house. I got contacts, like people I can contact for information, which is usually people in graphic design industry and illustration industry, clientele. I think that was pretty much it for my... Oh, I got fast reflexes as well. And of course, in everything, my specialty is Metal Gear Rising. Science? Metal Gear Rising. Politics? Metal Gear. Computer? Metal Gear Rising. It's obvious. It's my specialty in everything. But joking aside, like that was sort of a small peek into my psyche and who I am, what I can do. I hope it kind of explained a bit. Doubt it did a lot. So if you guys have like more questions, like in depth, like, hey, how about this, how about that? Tell me a bit more about this. Maybe we can do a Q&A down the road. Or, as you know, I'm pretty active in the comment section. So if you leave a comment, I'm damn sure to respond. Unless it's like something like, lol, you suck. For only $100, lol. Yeah, then I might not reply and report you or just block you from the entire video. Unless you type exactly that, then it's going to be kind of hilarious. I might like it. I might. So let me know if you guys enjoyed the video, if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys later. Oh yeah, and this is Sam! So beautiful, so magnifique.